This is doing this thing. All right. Hi, welcome back to Let's Talk About It Tuesday with Boss Lady. This is where we sip the tea and spill the juice. We talk about everything from the streets to the sheets. Each and every one of us has endured some type of trauma in our lives, whether it's during childhood or our adult life. Today we will be talking about trauma and how to recognize it and heal from it. Trauma is just like any other disease. Before you can cure or heal it, you have to first recognize and acknowledge that it even exists. Joining me today is Ms. Tamika Burden, pen name authoress T. Lachey. Authoress T. Lachey is a purpose-filled mommy, entrepreneur, and survivor of trauma and abuse that she was born into. Okay, we're going to introduce Ms. Tamika,
Hi.
authoress T. Lachey.
Hello.
Hi. Just introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Tamika Burton, pen name authoress T. Lachey. I am a 4-time published author with Amazon and Kindle. I'm the senior graphic designer of ATL Marketing and Design. I am the founder of Awake, a warrior against killing esteem, life coaching, and esteem building center, as well as Awake's performing arts school, and that is something that's soon to come, as well as a mommy, purposeful mommy.
Right.
Like no, that's like the only reason why I am all of those titles.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course we're here to talk about trauma,
Right.
recognizing it and how to heal from it.
Right.
So how and when did you recognize and accept that you had been trauma bonded?
I how? Well, I was like I was 12. I was 12 when I walked in on my father in the bed with my 14-year-old cousin. And when that moment did change my life, because me walking into that moment, I didn't know that once that happened, I would lose my whole family. I didn't know that I was going to become a foreigner in my or I don't want to say foreigner, but I didn't want to be an outsider.
Right. So is that when your trauma began? Would you say, or was there?
Initially, I was diagnosed precocious at 3 years old. Basically, meaning that every single thing that was going on during that time, my eyes were open just like the adults around me. And so there was a lot of different things going on. Because of my faith and whatever relationship it is that my mother had with her mother-in-law, with my grandmother, I was bullied in regards to just me. Comparisons and different things like that. It was basically like everybody that she didn't like or cared for. That's where I got beat up. Well, you look like this person and you act like this person, and all of these people are happy people, but it was like directed in a negative way.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, guilty by association. I never understood, but that's the whole purpose of the performing arts school. But we'll talk about that.
Okay, so what were or what are some of your triggers?
In the past, when it came to my triggers, and I still have PTSD talking about it because this is something that actually happened in my life. But attempting to have relationships with people. Naturally, I was born a happy person. I don't like anything ugly. Everything ugly attacks my body and my mind, my body, my soul, but physically. Now with fibromyalgia, I can't carry it. Me being the nice person that I am, I've always been in situations where I'm guilty by association. Every relationship that I'm in. What I've been experiencing is people who are going through their own emotional dysfunctions or family dysfunctions or whatever that they hadn't healed prior. And now I'm a punching bag for that. And with so many dramatic women outside in the world, automatically I'm pegged as her because of the fact that I'm actually experiencing this. People see me to be weak or, oh, she's just overdragged when I'm using my emotions for what I use them for. Because I don't think like everybody else on purpose. I see things for exactly what they are, exactly what it is that they told me that God is looking for, and for us to protect ourselves from. That's exactly what I do. And so, with all of the relationships, they were difficult because I was placed in certain situations where I would have flashbacks. I would have flashbacks, verbal abuse. Verbal abuse to me is like this.
Yeah.
I protect myself. Any area or situation that I'm in where I know that people normally react and respond ugly,
Right.
I stay away from because it's been constant bullying here and there. Now I'm not perfect. I make the same mistakes as everybody else. For my children, I hold myself accountable because I want everything to line up for them in the spirit.
Right.
So, regardless of how people feel about me or what they choose to try to say, you can never tell me who it is that God made me as because you don't control that. You don't control my narrative.
Right. Right.
And as an angel, I knew that I was born an angel on this earth to help save everybody or help everybody save themselves.
I mean, so how do you deal with some of those truths?
I go back to God. My grandmother told me not to ever allow my mother or anybody to take my life. Anybody, because no one can take what it is that God gave you, regardless of how they feel or how they move or what they think. The reason why things affect you is because you love people more than you love God. That is always going to be a conflict. God wants us to balance ourselves physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Let go of the physical. Once I actually answered God and I really focused in on my purpose through my children, I made a lot. I'm not gonna stop saying that. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. But once I answered God and I actually truly focused and understood that it's not okay to follow anybody that God created.
Right.
Like God is almighty. I actually believe in God. I actually love God. And actually loving and believing in God should get to see the real.
That's right.
But the only way that you're blinded is if you love people more than you love God. And that's how you know the difference for the witnesses.
Exactly.
That's how you know the difference.
Yeah.
Between the bad and the good, because people try to make things racism, racist or based upon white, black. No, it's either good or bad. You're either good or you're not.
Right.
Period.
Regardless of race.
It doesn't matter. Creed. It
Right.
doesn't matter. Religion. It doesn't matter. All of that's man-made rubbish.
Right.
Yeah, no.
So how do, assuming that you've spoken with your family about this, how do they deal with your trauma?
Well, ever since that moment, that's 31 years ago,
When you walked in on your
when
father?
I walked in on my father, 31 years ago, I hadn't dealt. It doesn't affect me in the way that you guys think. It's just these people are actually banning me from funerals. I have constantly been homeless. Yes, I have my platforms. I've had my EIN number for 25 years. I have filed my taxes and my losses and everything the way that I'm supposed to. But my family allows me to be outside. They allow my children. And they're mad because they say that I'm slandering them in my book. My book, Bonded by Darkness, which you can get on Amazon and Kindle. I wrote that book when I was in the 10th grade because I had to create a release because I knew that what I saw was real. And so before I published it in 2005, I actually called my father because I'm a daddy's girl that lost my father to child molestation. I didn't ask for that to happen. And I hurt and I'm pained every day because my daddy loved me. My daddy protected me. My daddy was my world. I am who I am because of the love that my father gave me.
Right.
And I will never deny him that. That's the reason why when everything happened the way that it did, he went to therapy for me. When I found out that he was still outside, I backed up. But he gave me permission to write that book. I asked him, but he told me to make sure that I wrote it as a fiction. And then he laughed.
Well,
I didn't really realize that I was trauma bonded until truly, when I turned 40 years old. The 28th year is when everything just it became a lifetime movie because my family really started attacking me hard, regardless of how everybody feels about it. I did not ask to walk through that door. My God sent me up them stairs that day. I was 12 years old. And I was downstairs watching Arsenio Hall in 1992 when Real Love was my favorite song. And I was minding my own business. There wasn't any storms heard of that were coming or anything. And all of a sudden there was a lightning storm that night. During this lightning storm, I got scared. I ran. I jumped under the sofa bed, ran upstairs. I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that. The weirdest thing. The weirdest thing was like the things that actually just followed afterwards. Like once my grandmother Lizzie Hayes was trying to do what she could. And the military was involved. And while they try to call me a liar, just call and ask the military. Because I was 12 years old. But remember, I was smart like them. And I heard everybody on the phone trying to save him. And while they've been out here calling me a lie and say that I slandered the family, but I heard you. I heard your voices. I know you, but you never, ever, 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 ever asked me a question. Everybody know I'm a daddy's girl. What makes you think I'm going to say something like that about my daddy and risk losing my father? But my cousin was more important than my father. All of my cousins and my brothers and sisters are more important than every single person that is outside protecting all of those monsters and abusers. And what makes them monsters and abusers is the fact that they're not holding themselves accountable. Hold yourself accountable by calling out the monster that did that to you. Don't sit and try to destroy the lives of the people who didn't ask to be there. Talk to them as hard as you talk to me. Threaten them as hard as you threaten me. Because there's no way I'm going to go outside and disrespect my grandparents' names. Because they are very honorable people. My great-grandmother has a whole town in her name and was a former prisoner of war that I got to have in my life until I was 11 years old. They will never disrespect her ever again because I have held my tongue. I have taken on a whole bunch of people's indiscretions. That's why I set my soul free of mine. And theirs. That ain't got nothing to do with me because I already gave everything to God. They've been trying to take my children away from me. But see, now my children are grown-ups. And abuse is a sensitive subject. So all I do is, I know that my God is going to take care of everything. He's going to make everything right. I'm not here to attack anybody, judge anybody, tell anybody what to do because I am not God and I do not try to be God, but I do try to be more like God every single second of the day.
So pretty much the way your family deals with it is by bullying,
Yes,
denial,
yes,
and sweeping things under the rug.
yes. Which is dangerous to all of the children who have been or in the process of being touched. Because they don't stop. I was 22 when I made him admit to me what I saw. Because they were calling me and asking me about how the other person was doing. I'm like, that's when it got weird for me. That's when it got weird for me. When everybody acted like it didn't happen, and then the people involved started calling me and asking me how the other people were doing. Nah.
How do your children deal with it?
My little children are warriors. When it comes to anybody that is attacking me, because they know love and they know what's real.
Mm-hmm.
They stand behind me 100%. My two oldest children, when my daughter was born, I was going through, I had pneumonia. We were in the hospital for 12 days while I was pregnant with her. That was 2004. In 2007, my kidneys were damaged. Well, I found out that they were damaged.
Mhm.
I guess from that. Well, that's what I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get. That's the doctor said that it came from that. And so when I started going through kidney failure, I lost my house. I lost my house while while I felt like I was dying. I'm ill. I'm trying to get through. I can hear people talking through the walls. Oh, she's not sick. Oh, she's this and she's not that. And that right there broke a straw because I was afraid of my children being thrown into dysfunction. I'm like, if you can't have my back during the time that I feel like I'm dying, and you're telling people that I'm lying, and I'm really fighting every day to try to stay alive for my children. People don't understand my fight. No. So I knew that they would be well taken care of. So because of the fact that I thought that I was going to die,
Mhm.
and during that time I was very emotional, and I was like, no, I don't want them to lose.
Right.
I had a friend, and I went back home with her, took her grandfather's funeral, and I to Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee, and I felt like that was my escape because my aunt Daisy had told me about it, and a lot of my family lived there and everything. And I had moved when I left them. I didn't leave my children because I want my children. I was trying to get them out of dysfunction, out of the emotional dysfunction, out of just the hatred and all of that because I was tired. I'm tired of being a good person and being in environments where I'm constant. People don't get to know me for who I am, but they're judging me based off what they think of me or my circumstances or
Right.
whatever.
The way people do.
Mm-hmm.
Not the way a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So you walked in on your father having intercourse with your cousin. How old was your cousin at the time?
She was 12.
Your cousin was
No, she was 14. I was 12.
She was
She
12.
was
She
14.
was 14. So do you and your cousin still have a relationship?
Uh, I love her with every single body. I don't know how to stop loving people.
Right.
I love everybody. I don't know. I always reach out. I've always been the one that reach out, and, you know. But during the hardest times in my life, she's always been there. She's always been there. Always. Like I could always, when my husband was mistreating me, she came. She was always there. It's just the whole, we've experienced so much pain. We've experienced so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just hard to say because I just love everybody.
So with this, I know this may not have been the first thing that caused trauma. And I'm sure it wasn't the last thing.
No, no, no. Look, from the beginning to maybe like 26, 25. You can read me, but the certain situations in Bonded by Darkness are my life,
Okay.
and there are like the things that are dramatized,
Of course. So, I mean, how does your family's reaction or non-reaction, how does it affect your life and the lives of your children?
Oh, now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey, that gives me strength and power
Okay.
to actually go outside and save all of the children of abuse and abandonment.
Yeah.
God gave me a job to go out there to tap on the shoulders of every child of abuse and abandonment to let them know that you can continue to live the life that you deserve because you were not asked to be here. It's crazy to be born into something like that and go outside and be human and make mistakes. And people go out, well, you did this and you did that. And I promise you, this is what my phone calls have been. They call me, well, you know, you did that and you did that. I know the mistakes that I made. I gave that to God. I own all of that. I don't have to answer to a human being, nor do I have to care about what their reaction or response to my relationship with God
Okay.
is. So no, I'm walking in power to go outside and just let them know, like, you can go orphanize yourself. Go out there and build a family for your children. They're babies, guys.
Look, our keys.
Yeah. They're babies. They think somebody getting something that the other one's not getting.
Right. Okay. So, knowing what you know now, is there anything that you would have done differently than when you first started your healing journey?
No. Because I was allowing God to guide me
Okay.
throughout my whole life. I was allowing now in the beginning, when I was an adolescent. Yes, I was emotional because I didn't understand what was going on. People thought, I think it's sad that the world doesn't think that women can feel and think at the same time. I think that's very disrespectful.
Yes.
That people think that because I'm so nice that I'm so stupid.
No.
And I was diagnosed precocious at 3. And it's funny because the majority of the people that I tell that to, they don't even know what precocious is. So that's the reason why I don't even care. Well, I don't have to.
Exactly.
You don't have to care about what people say about you because you're not answering to them. And if you are, then you are bonded by darkness. And you have to break those bonds in order for you to be able to set your soul free. Because I'm not going to hell for nobody. And once you actually discover that you don't have to have, you don't have to have anybody if you choose not to. But as long as you got God, and if those people are God's people, then that's where you go. And exactly. What's understood doesn't have to be explained. And that's the only place that we choose to be.
So, in your opinion, how does a person recognize and acknowledge that they are even trauma bonded? And what are some examples of trauma symptoms?
For me, watching television and being real about what's real. I was watching movies. I was watching Lifetime. Coming from a missionary style family in Dixonville, we were really grandma and grandma was really going and getting the sick and shut in list and really feeding people on a regular basis and helping everybody until they didn't need help anymore. So, when I saw that, and I know we was raised all in the church, and I'm watching these NBC Tuesday night movies, I was like, ooh, that's us. Ooh, that coat reminds me of my dad's family. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, because all of these people are like Pleasantville. Right. But I'm like, if you know that these things are happening, and instead of you doing something about it the way that the elders made sure that they protected you and us, you are beating down the people that were the witnesses and those that were abused. Right. I too, I was sexually abused. Once at 5, by a cousin. And when I was grown up, after I had my first child, regardless of what anybody says on the planet, in the defense of people who love people more than God, um, no means no.
Exactly.
And when a woman says no, it doesn't matter how simple the situation is. That's what it means. So you guys outside in your minds who feel like, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't do nothing. You better stay away from those who grow up because that's not a game. I'm talking about mine tried to walk up to me on Bill Street when I was in my 20s, and I was like, wait a minute, what? I really said no. I really had to come up with the story. You can read that in Bonded by Darkness, that part. And I have a poem, it was under Tamika Burton on Google, called The Pain in My Sorrow. The Pain in My Sorrow tells that story. That's something that really happened. And it's so sad that people love people so much, more than God, that somebody who didn't bother nobody could tell people that something happened and get beat down just because they love people more than God. That's crazy. But it's reality.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give the audience today on today's topic?
Tell your truth. Heal out loud.
Yes, I love it.
Huh.
Yes.
Heal out loud. For all of us. Are we paying it? I don't know. Everybody from 1970
Right.
to 19, I say what? 80? 80. I say 80.
Late 80s.
Late 80s, maybe. Y'all know better. Because we was kicking it with grandmama now.
Right.
And we were up under them 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave all of us God. And although we saw everybody trying to rebel, we was all at church every day, guys. And we know that what's going on right now, these people are not our grandparents. Everybody is not bad because the real OGs are being attacked right now spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Their spirits are being weakened by all of those who are choosing darkness. So y'all pay attention.
Yes.
Now make sure you return to sender unopened. Every pain that comes out of the blue, every mysterious situation, return to sender unopened because the devil has only the power that you give him.
That's right.
And right now, just like in Revelations, families are attacking families, especially, y'all know, in the black community. That's where the devil is attacking us. And especially everyone, all of us who actually had families. When I came here in 1985 from Washington State, I had a family and it was beautiful. Once all of the elders left us, they started disrespecting our grandparents and the elders at an all-time high. And they did not care. And I love my grandmother. And I know that everybody got a story, and I know everybody got a past. And a lot of these overly emotional people outside, they really do not understand the difference between passion and aggression. Because there's a difference. There's a difference between aggression and passion. Aggression is hate. Passion is that force that you hold when someone comes up against God and your family. That's passion. Attack. All that bullying, that's hate. If you love God, that's not your first response. Your first response is, God, whatever it is that you have for me, I receive it in the name of Jesus. God, give me whatever it is that I need. You, in whatever way it is that you choose to say it. Allow God to guide you. Those people who are leading off of emotion, they're dangerous. So spirit, light, spirits of light and love, beware of your surroundings at all times. Return to sender unopened. Bind them in the name of Jesus. And everybody who know, because he's touching everybody right now, because everybody sees how hateful the world is. It's like a lot of the good people are so traumatized. A lot of the um, good people that are trauma bonded are actually replicating the emotions of those people that have chosen darkness, and they're not paying attention to it. So you can only do what it is that you can. Don't let nobody just constantly beat you up. Go on and let God guide you. And then everything will fall into place the way that it's supposed to. Because if these people are not getting their karma, you're going to be trapped within their karma. If you're a good person that knows you're good and things are constantly going bad, you're trapped. You could be possibly trapped in somebody's karma.
I think our frog friend back.
We need to give he or she a name.
Okay, so we are out here grounding right now as we're doing this. So this is very therapeutic.
It really is. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Yes. So I'm gonna ask you, can you share your business information, contact information with everybody?
Yes. You can actually find me as Authoress T. Lachey on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, because I am a mother to everyone who don't have one, and an auntie to all of those children who come from a good family. And so, as a certified spiritual life coach, grief counselor, and energy healer, all of the little lights have been reaching out. And so I'm here for everybody. And because of my cousin Derek being a truck driver all my life, I'm up all night long for everybody that need me.
That's the way we should.
Yes.
So let's even let them know a little bit about SWIM.
Yes.
It's the Sisterhood Women's Empowerment Movement. This is something, and we also have Brothers Evolving Together.
Yes.
BET.
For our men.
And those are best for our men. We have these organizations, these workshops and seminars. We have those to uplift our people as well as to help us to heal.
Yes.
And to acknowledge that you even need to be healed, that you need healing.
Yes.
You know, and to teach us self-confidence and how to love ourselves as well as to love one another. We can't love the next person if we don't even know how to love ourselves. Exactly. We can't get to know someone else until we're reintroduced to our original self. Yes. So that's something that we do there, and that's something that we deal with trauma. We have licensed and certified individuals that will be able to talk to anyone who's having any type of issues, who just want to even know how to get through. Just if you just need a listening ear, we're also there for that. Yes. So in the description box, all that information will be noted. And even Miss Tamika Burgess, Miss Authoress T. Lachey, I have her contact information in there as well. So if you want to call and talk to her, you just know her better.
And you guys, SWIM is the Sisterhood Women's Empowerment Movement. Basically, wounded warriors. We're tapping on your shoulders, ladies. Yes. We're here, babies. I went through postpartum 5 times. For all of those outside in chronic pain on a regular basis, I have polycystic kidney disease, GERD, fibromyalgia, IBS, chronic fatigue disorder, and gastritis at 43 years old. But I'm a manager. I'm a warrior. The only way that I stay up is with God and happiness. I'm the happy life coach. Stay
and,
up.
and Empress's Holistic Teas.
Hold on, y'all. Let me give my sister this beautiful shout out. Y'all know why. Empress's Holistic Teas took me off of six of eight of my medications. No lie. The only reason why anything got interrupted for a second is because I was out of town. And when I tell you, bless his life, all the herbs of the earth, oh my God, the most delicious sea moss that you ever want to taste. And the detox tea is so good. For all of my Georgia peaches, y'all, her peach tea so good that my cousin Daryl, he drew, well, I ain't even gonna lie on him. We drink it just a drink. It's oh my God, it's so good.
No regret?
No regret.
Okay.
Not at all. I appreciate being a taste tester because I was really amazed. Sitting
Right.
here while she was making her teas last year, I'm sitting here, taste this. Oh my God. I'm like, this girl healing me. Y'all start running. Every family event, I'm doing my thing. All events. It was amazing. So you guys need to check that out. And right now, well, what is that? Next? Is it going to be next month? The 30 days?
Well, it's for 30 days right now for the month of August. All teas are half off. And with those teas, you would actually a weekly journal updated to your email or sent to your via text. It doesn't matter how you want to receive it. Your journal each week. I know I just said that. Excuse me. This bug just jumped over.
It caught her.
Right. But I'll be updating it. So you'll be able to do that and you'll be able to follow through. It has step-by-step instructions, a lot of reading material, a lot of the good word that we need in there to pretty much, balance yourself, balance your life.
Yes.
I mean, because this detox is not for just the body.
No.
A lot of times when we think about detox, we think about detoxing the body, about the toxins that are in the body. We just want to get those things out, not realizing that we first must align and detox the spirit.
Yes.
You got to detox the spirit first, because once you get that spirit in alignment, everything else you do will be for His glory.
Yes.
So if we're doing everything for His glory,
Yes.
we're going to make sure we start where we need to start and do the things that we need to do. Because none of this is for us. This is His temple. He asked us to take care of it, and this is one way to take care of it.
Yes.
So please call me, order your teas today. Like I said, this journal will bless your life.
It will.
Like I said, so,
Most definitely.
and this is something that's PDF. You can print it off if you need to, and you'll have your whole month's journal. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Right. Okay. So please call, order. If you need to talk to anyone within the organization of SWIM or BET, please just call us. Let us know. Reach out to one of the phone numbers that is located in the description box. Please like and subscribe to this channel, because the more likes we get, the more subscribes we get, the more views we get, the higher our algorithm will go. So please help support us, because the only thing we're trying to do is get the word out there about the things that people don't talk about on a daily basis.
To heal.
It's to heal us. Our community, we don't talk about it enough. We don't do it enough. We don't support one another. And I'm not talking about support with money. I'm talking about with words. If you know a resource, a counselor, a therapist, a doctor, whoever it is, reach out to someone that you know needs that, and help someone else. So again, thank you so much, Author Tina Shea, for joining me and giving us some of your time.
Yes.
And we'll be back next week.
Yes.
If the good Lord says so. I move when Spirit says move. Y'all know how I do so. When Spirit says move, I will be seeing you all then. But until next time, peace, love, and light.